Hey everyone, it is the Angry Honey Badger here. It is time for us to take a look at another champion build video today. We're going to be playing as Irelia in the top lane, because that is kind of where she goes. That's just her jam. That's what she does. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and talk about her runes, her masteries, her items, and her abilities today. We're going to go ahead and start off with those abilities, starting off with her passive, which, if you don't know about, is her fervor. What happens is you are going to reduce the duration of stuns, slows, taunts, fears, snares, immobilizations, blind silences, and for each enemy that is close to you. So what happens is if there's one champion by you get 10% of it reduced. 2, you get 25%, and I believe 3, you get 40%. If those numbers are wrong, that's because I'm reading old numbers. Who knows? But that is your passive. It's actually pretty awesome, and it does stack with tenacity because it's not tenacity. It's very different. So you can stack the two if you're ever confused about that. But then let's go ahead and get into your other abilities. At level 1, we're going to put a point into your W, which is your, is it hidden or is it heightened? I don't really know. It's your style. We're going to call it that. Good enough for me. What happens here is passively you are going to deal some more damage, I believe, and you also get health regeneration. So on attack, you get some more health back. Pretty helpful while in lane. You can kind of take some unnecessary poke because you're going to constantly have, I don't want to call it lifesteal, you just get life back. So that's what happens. When you activate this, what happens is it adds damage to your attacks for the next 6 seconds. What it gives you is true damage. And it's awesome, and it does a lot. We're going to max out your W first. And then at level 2, you put a point into your E ability, which is your Equilibrium Strike. What happens there is you are going to deal damage to the person you hit. It is going to either stun them or slow them, depending on their life and your life. If they have more life than you, it's going to be a stun. If they have less life than you, it'll only be a slow. So you got to use that to your advantage. Here, Amumu waited actually in that bush, and we're going to catch out the Jace as he tries to back in a really stupid spot after not checking if he actually went back. So good work there, Amumu, also known as the Game Station, my friend. So actually, this game, props to David on the Game Station in the Amumu. That's his go-to champ, and he rocks the shit out of it this game. He like saves my life multiple times, and we get to some pretty awesome baller fights. Yeah, I just threw it down like that. It's going to happen. Prepare for it. Anyways, your Equilibrium Strike, we just covered that. It's awesome, slow, stun, whatever, depending on the life. Good ability. We're going to max this out second because it gets a longer duration on that slow/stun, depending on how many points you have in it. So we're going to typically max this out second. At level 3, you can put a point into your Blade Surge, which is your Q ability. We're going to max this out last, so you only need 1 point in it early. It is very helpful, though. It is your gap closer. Also, when you do finish off a minion with this, it's going to instantly refresh. Whatever you kill, actually, it'll become instantly refreshed. It will cost some mana, though. It refreshes a little bit of a mana refund when you do get the killing blow with it, but you will still use some mana to do it. It's not free, so you have to remember that. So if you want to clean up minions quick, you'll sometimes see me just dash around Q to finish them all off since it insta-refreshes. And sometimes I mess it up because I'm not perfect. Anyways, that is your Blade Surge. And then at level 6, you put a point into your ultimate, which is your Transcendent Blades, I believe? Yeah, we're going to go with that. You summon your 4 blades. If it hits enemies, it's going to deal damage. It scales from ability power and attack damage. It's going to deal physical damage to the enemies, and it's going to heal you for 25% of the damage versus champions and 10% versus minions. So it's pretty good at clearing if you want to push a wave quick. It's also on a fairly short cooldown, 70 seconds at its first level, and I think it goes down to 50 seconds. So even if you have a little bit of cooldown reduction, then you're going to have it up like every 35, 40 seconds. It's up a lot, so don't be afraid to use it. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. Here we're going to use it at the end of that wave to push it, because then Jace is going to lose out on more minions. Now, these first few trips back, we started off with the Dorans Shield. I still like it. Still a good item. I'm going to go ahead and start off with that. It's a little bit safer, I could call it. The first trip back, we picked up a Vampiric Scepter. The first 2 items I'm really trying to build towards are that Vampiric Scepter, because it's going to build into that Cutlass, which we have now, and that will become a Blade of the Ruined King. We'll get to that in a little bit. Another thing I do also like having in lane, very helpful, is the Phage, because we're going to be also building towards a Trinity Force. Those 2 items, in my opinion, are kind of the 2 things you really eventually want to get on your Irelia build. The 2 nice things that we have going with those 2 items is we have the active ability on that Cutlass right now, so we can slow, deal some damage there. We also then have ourselves being constantly sped up by the passive on the Phage, and let alone we have some more damage and health. 2 things that are also very helpful. So the 2 of those in lane kind of help us just kind of, I don't want to say uber buff, like we get like a mini buff from the movement speed, the ability to slow him. We also have lifesteal here. Amumu does come around. He's smart and he runs down through river. Although I'm not actually sure how smart, because he's really not going to have a chance to really go anywhere. I actually am going to back off from this fight for a split second, but Lulu actually decides she's going to come help out too. Vel'Koz shows up as well. We're going to get into a little bit of a fight with Jace first, but this fight actually gets really sloppy and I get thrown around all over the place. So I'm actually going to dash over to Vel right as he flashes. Then I'm going to get kicked by Lee over the side again as I want to get back to him, which then Jace jumps up to me and knocks me around, and then I take a lot of damage from Vel'Koz and him. But I'm going to jump back in and pick up an assist on him. No, I actually kill him, but I pick up an assist on Lee Sin. So kind of a weird fight, getting knocked around a lot. So we picked up a kill. We have 2 of them now and 2 assists, 1 death. Not too bad. One thing I will say that I do like to finish first, I know some people like to rush the Blade of the Ruined King. It's totally your prerogative if that's what you want to do. It's not bad. I kind of like the Trinity Force a little bit, because once we get the Sheen, we do start to deal a little bit more damage because of its passive, and also with that mana crystal built into it, we're just a little bit easier on our mana if we want to use some. So you can kind of destroy your mana with her a little bit if you're not too careful using your Q ability, cleaning up minions. It's really easy to last hit under the tower using it that way, but you will use your mana. So it's nice just to have a little bit more with that mana crystal. We've also picked up boots right now because that's good. We also will die because that Q landed in slow-mo or normal time. I can't believe it hit me. It looked like it wasn't going to, but whatever. Good job, Lee Sin. You're going to get caught out now and die because you deserve it. Anyways, back to the build, get back into that. So we did finish off that Sheen. We did also pick up a little bit of that cloth armor because I believe this game we're going to be taking that into our boots, and we're going to be building the Ninja Tabi because of Jace attack damage. We got some Lee Sin on the enemy team and a Jinx because, you know, yeah, and the Jinx is also way better than our Jinx, so we're definitely going to want something to resist a little bit of that physical damage. Now, what else do we have going on that we should talk about? Because there's lots to talk about, really. I like the Trinity Force. It's kind of just a good all-around item, really, on her, which is why I'm kind of focusing on getting that, too. We have pieces of everything, though, which, you know, no real huge damage spikes currently happening for us, but just lots of little mini buffs. We look at Jace. He actually has a BF sword now and Brutalizer. He's got some decent damage, but we're really not worried about him because just our kit works really well. Also, here comes Lee Sin again. How fun. Now, yeah, I kind of get caught out here. I'll admit it. I'm going to go ahead and dash over to him and throw the slow on him. He's going to kick me back. We do have a Mumu coming up here, which is why I'm trying to kite this out a little bit, trying to get a little bit of life back. He's going to show up. I'm going to pick up life from the ultimate and from that, just the lifesteal I have, and from the W ability giving me life back. So I'm actually going to live through that, pick up a kill. He will as well on a Mumu. There's one of the awesome saves by David. He's going to get another good one in this game, too, because... yeah, he's on my side of the map most of the time. Yeah, if I see him on my side of the map, let's put it this way. If he's on my side of the map, I know I'm going to be kind of safe because he will come running to help a friend because that's what he does. We should also name this video hashtag David on a Mumu OP. So, what have we done? We've finished off that Trinity Force, so we're really set up there. A lot of good damage happening, a lot of good movement speed with the Zeal into it, with the Phage, when we're standard attacking. We're really, really fast right now. We're moving at like 4 something. It's kind of insane, actually. And we just have good damage, as you can see. Jace has a lot of damage and not a lot of defense, which is fine. I'm okay with that. We're going to go ahead and beat him into the ground. As you can see, he only took a couple hits, and he's feeling the hate. I'm going to jump on him and smash him in the face a few times. He's going to hit me back, but a couple little clicks from that ultimate, we're just going to standard attack him one more time. If I would have hit him with one of those blades that missed, wouldn't have even needed to dive him. But we'll dive him quick. We'll take care of him. It's going to happen. Apparently, I don't speed up the footage because something's going to happen in a second, so... we'll see if I remember that. Oh, here comes Lee Sin. How fun. And Blitzcrank. Lee Sin loves top lane. Yeah, so does Blitzcrank now. But this is going to also be a grab that somehow hits me. Watch this one. This is good. Okay, thank you, hitboxes. Don't worry. David's coming. We stunned him, though, and we're moving super fast, as you can see. So David's going to miss there, but don't worry. David's going to hook us up, and that minion kind of cock blocks that Lee Sin. So I notice... David's kind of doing some damage because he's got some damage. And I realized, you know what? I'm coming in. Let's clean this up. So he's going to use the ultimate because he's like, I got it up now. We're going to jump in, murder some people. I kill the Blitzcrank, and I stun the Lee Sin, preventing all of their damage really from doing anything. So some great teamwork there, you could say. Also, David comes to the rescue again. We'll give him props. I'm not afraid to give him props. David's amazing. Anyways, you should tweet at him or something. Be like, David, you're amazing on a Mumu. Do it. It probably would make his day. Anyways. we have now finished off the Blade of the Ruined King, and at this point, those are kind of your 2 items that you need for damage. After that, because you have that true damage built into your W, and with Blade of the Ruined King and Trinity Force giving us kind of a good amount of bonus attack speed, whenever we do activate that W and get that true damage, we're really going to actually be kind of burning straight through them. Because it's true damage. It's kind of amazing. So at this point, we're going to focus on having a lot of survivability to become a pain. And another thing I have always noticed, past and present and probably future, is whenever you see Jace, you should murder him. But besides that, if you ever see a super tanky Irelia with a couple damage items, you almost don't want to even focus her in a fight because it's not worth your time. Because you're just like, well, she's going to just kill us anyways. And then she usually just gets free reign and does whatever she wants in the back of that fight anyways. It's kind of amazing. So the next few things we're going to do about that is pick up some more health, and we're going to pick up a Guardian Angel fairly quick. Because once you see an Irelia who's beefy and has a GA, you're like, oh, if we focus her, we're wasting our time. But if you don't focus her, she's going to kill you. Kind of like that. So good lockdown by David there. We're going to jump in. At this point, I want to help him, and he knows that I can't. So he's like, just run away. And I get kicked around and stuff, but luckily we're moving so fast. And Lee Sin keeps jumping to me, but I keep stunning him each time he does that. So, and each time I'm hitting him, I get that more movement speed from that Trinity Force. So we're just taking off whenever it happens. And it's good, it's dandy, it's fun. Let's do it. So now we're building that tanky side that we did talk about. We picked up a Giant's Belt, a couple little armor, cloth armors going on there. We're going to be building all this into Randuin's Omen. Kind of an awesome item. We picked up an assist there on Jinx, actually, because she's decently fed, and we got a lot of gold for that assist. It was awesome. But yeah, so that's what we're going to go towards next. We'll go ahead and talk about it in a second. Let's go ahead and hit up the Masteries and those runes, though, because I know you guys are just begging for them. Maybe not. I don't know. I could be making that up, too. But for those Masteries, now, I like to build a little bit tankier because we're going kind of beefy in the long run because you're just that true damage. We don't have to really build straight damage. We get our 2 damage items, like I mentioned, but after that, we don't have to worry about it. So in the Masteries, what we do is we put 9 in the defense. Lee Sin, why do you live in top lane? Good lord. Anyways, we put 9 in the offensive side, pick up a little bit there, and then we put 21 in the defense because of survivability in lane in that early games. Just, you know, we just want to farm early to get up to those 2 big items, and that's kind of our main goal at first. So that's what we do with our Masteries. You can check out all my Masteries pages. There is a link in the description that will take you to the Mastery pages for Season 4, or you can see them on my Facebook page, which also linked below. And you can go look at those, but they're 9-21-0. Now, as for runes, there's a few options you could really consider. As for I believe the marks, I was taking the attack damage marks on the seals. We always take those armor seals in top lane pretty much. And then as for the glyphs, there's technically 2 options you could really go here. I like magic resist per level. They're just awesome. They scale great. Or you could pick up cooldown reduction. It's not a terrible idea on her. It kind of makes her even more ridiculous in a few ways, but not really necessary. And then on those quintessences, we'll either take attack damage or lifesteal or movement speed. Any of those are up to you. I like all of those options. And another one I actually like that I don't think I mentioned, that I think I probably actually took this game, would have been actually the health regen ones, because those with a Dorans Shield early is a lot of regeneration that is really annoying. So that's actually what we may have taken. Anyways, those are your runes. They're also in the description, as most everything always is. But let's get back into the game. We've finished off the Omen, and at this point you probably do need some magic resist if you didn't pick up the Merc Treads, so we have a little bit of magic resist there. That would be the start of our Guardian Angel. It is, in fact, our 5th item, because it gets scary when she has one, because it's like, oh, she's coming back anyways. She'll still murder through us. So we're going to go ahead and pick that up 5th. Now then, as for that 6th item, there's a gazillion different things you could pick. If you're really not worried about being any more tanky, you want to pick up some more damage and murder through them even more, a good pick actually is the Zephyr with the more attack speed to help out with that true damage. Also some decent damage, let alone because there's a pickaxe involved. You get some cooldown reduction, and you pick up a lot of movement speed. So you're going to be kind of hard to get away. Kind of an awesome choice. There's some other ones you could do in there. Obviously, if you wanted to build more tanky, if you wanted more health, you could always do like a Warmogs or a Frozen Mallet if you really wanted to. Yeah, that's all. I mean, if you wanted some more magic resist, I already pick like a Banshee's Veiler or like a Spirit Visage if you want to do any of that stuff. But seriously, I have 5 items Irelia. Like, nerf, OP. It's Irelia. Please nerf. Anyways, that is pretty much going to be a build, though, for Irelia. She's a really fun champion. She takes a little bit of time to get used to because she's just a little bit different compared to a lot of the, I'd say, traditional top laners. Just because, you know, just changes in meta happen. But that pretty much will get you on a good start with her. She's really fun to play once you get a hold of her. And she'll feel super overpowered if you get good with her, which is why everybody always says, please nerf. So, yeah, try out any of that stuff. Go ahead and like this video and subscribe if you have not done that already. But other than that, the game has ended without a result. Oh my god, it will not exit. We will see all of you guys later. Not worried about him at all. He's at half-life. I'm not afraid of diving. I'm going to start with a stun. I'm going to ult him. I'm going to ignite him. He's going to ult to get his buff, to get his health. But between the ignite and then my area damage and just all the damage I'm dealing to him, he's not going to be able to live through any of that. So